Hey, do you like bananas? I like Nano Banana. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about a bunch of other stuff. There's AI up the yin yang, and there's some news all around from Google, maybe from Apple, definitely from Philips. Stick around because we're going to talk about it right now.
How about nano apricot?
Nano Apple? Nano kumquat? No. But before we get into all that, that's some awesome, interesting stuff. Because everybody, you know what? First of all, I am Lionel. I am from Toronto, Canada, and
I am Robert from Nashville, Tennessee, Music City.
I'm pointing again and again. I don't know because
you're pointing in the right direction.
But the system works that we're using, which I did say if we were happy with it, we'd tell you what it is. So we're going to tell you what it is. It's Riverside, and for Riverside, there you go.
It's been a big improvement.
Very happy with it so far.
Yes, big improvement.
Yeah.
And if you want to try it out, there's going to be a link down in the description. Go check it out.
And while you're actually pointing down there, you could also like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified of new content. And I think in the future, we really will be thinking about trying to get some new content going a little bit more. It might be a little bit, but when I do eventually get a Pixel 10 Pro, and it might still be a good few weeks or more, I'll definitely do a little review, throw that up on the channel, and then we'll talk about it a lot more in our podcast. So stick around for that. But we do have other news in regards. I still have the Pixel 9 Pro XL, and I can tell you that right now this thing feels absolutely brand new because it updated for the new Pixel Drop, as they call it. And it's got some new features. Some of them started out already, and they updated some apps for the new Material, what do they call it? Material 3 Expressive.
Yeah.
But it was still limited in how expressive it could be without the full Material 3 Expressive update. It finished, and it is the single biggest design update I have ever seen on a Pixel phone. It's massively different and massively better. But under the hood, everything works better and smoother. Which, by the way, I will segue real quick to people who bought the Pixel 10. The very few who've complained, oh, it's not as good as my Pixel 6. First of all, bullshit. Okay, and all the comments in your article said as much. And I'm not going to mention names or the article or the website that posts it or that published it. But you know who you are. Bullshit. Okay. You're stretching a long one. If in fact your phone wasn't good, it doesn't mean that the Pixel 10 is not as good as a Pixel 6. It means you got the one bad one out of millions sold already. Okay. So for yourself, send it back and get a new one. If you're still unsatisfied with it, then buy a different brand. He's trying to use it for gaming and complaining that it's not as good as other phones.
Well, first off, you're never going to make everybody happy, and
No.
If they're solely basing their decision on just gaming performance, Google's never sold the phone as a gaming phone. They've never said, hey. They have said, oh, well, you can play games on it and it should be fine. It has good this, has good that. But
And
they've
most
never
people
said,
say
hey,
they
this is
don't
the
have
best
any
gaming
problems
phone.
at all. But if performance for gaming is what you want, ROG or what's the other one called? The two big gaming phones? ROG
I
is
don't
one.
know.
Oh, I can't remember the one right now. But that's what you get. And if you absolutely need a flagship phone to game on, well, guess what? Samsung makes one powerful enough. So shut it and buy the Samsung. Okay. They're about the same price anyway, so go for it. Other than that, though, There are a number of things that have gotten better about it. There is a little bit more customization going on with the lock screen. This does not fall into Samsung category. So if you take what I'm saying and say, "Oh, good, I don't have to buy a Samsung if I want all my everything I can put on my lock screen." No, you don't. But you don't buy a Pixel if you want more than basic on your lock screen. That's true, and I'm a Pixel fanboy, but I don't really need a lot on my lock screen because if I really want to see that much, oh look, it's unlocked. That was hard. Sorry, I'm being a smart ass. But that said, it's got like much nicer choices for wallpaper. Not only just being able, you remember how the big thing was, animated wallpapers, and I can't remember.
Oh yeah,
the 3D type stuff. And it was pretty processor intensive. Well, they found ways to do it lately, and other brands have already been doing this, and I think Samsung as well. Is now Google can do that, and it's not as big a deal. I have one where it rains because I've chosen rain. I could have chosen snow or fog or whatever. I chose rain, and I thought, well, is that going to suck up a lot of battery? So I figured I'll test it. It doesn't, and there's one main reason why. It only rains for about 2 or 3 seconds. So it's a nice little touch when you go back to your home screen, when you unlock your phone, and you see this. It's just a nice little touch. You can use the parallax effect, to which they do a much better job than used to be, where it barely moved to get the parallax effect. Now it actually does a background separation using AI. So when you move the phone, it actually moves slower to give you the parallax effect. So it's got a delay on it. It's really neat, actually. And with the lock screen, you can choose consistent weather to show up as well. So if it's raining, it'll rain. If it's snowing.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to mention that the Apple devices can do that. I think it's pretty cool. I like it. So it's sunny, it'll have the sun. If it's raining, if it's snowing, it changes based on the actual weather in your environment.
But the two things I noticed first when the phone first restarted after the update, and I was still on the bus. Yes, I take the bus. I'm not ashamed of it. Yes, I am. Just kidding. Anyways, the first two things I noticed, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. You'll have to. I'll explain that picture later when we get into the NanoBanana stuff. But that said, you see the top. If you're familiar with how a Pixel looks, look how bright and bold and big that looks at the top, and yet is it taking up more space? You see this bar with my contacts there? That used to be right under the weather thing. I didn't move it. Everything is just more visible. The first thing that popped up after that was a little toast message that basically said, you now have more room for everything. And then I noticed, and this is crazy, there's an extra line on my... How? The apps are the same size they were before. They didn't get smaller. But somehow they managed to fit more room. So you can be like, you know what? Now I can put more widgets on.
Well, I think they just probably reduced the buffer around the icons.
That could be very well true. I'd like to find out that information, to be honest with you. But it's absolutely awesome because it gives me more space. I use the bubbles for text when I talk to people.
Yeah.
And I like to keep it in a space that doesn't block something on the screen. Unless I have an app open, then it's always going to block a little something, right? And it was always traditionally that I like to put it underneath the I forgot what you call it, where they have the weather in the calendar, the Pixel calls.
So now is it the now?
No, wait a minute. About this content, that's all it says. Wait a minute, that doesn't make any... At a glance, that's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
The Pixel at a glance. But I had to start putting it either way below or right on top of it in order not to block the bar I have, or the widget I have for Gemini, which I actually like because I don't have to swipe or hold a button down. I can just tap whichever model of Gemini I want to use right now, right out of the box. It has all of them, just for the camera, just for the screen sharing. The main Gemini app, which I can just use to tap the one if I want to type, so I'm in a place where I don't want to talk, or tap the other one that automatically activates the microphone so that I can just tell it what I want, which is really cool. So this, and it's, I don't know how to explain it. It runs smoother. I mean, the 120 hertz thing isn't any different, but when I swipe up to open the app drawer, the animation's definitely smoother, better. It doesn't pop up as harshly, and everything slowly starts to blur until it becomes a blur in the background. And you've got this translucent, not transparent, translucent window that is slid up, that all the apps are sitting on top of. Does that sound familiar, Apple? Because Google announced this before you did your glass garbage. They've been talking about this for almost a year, that they were going to do this. But anyways, having said that,
yeah, and Apple rolled some of that glass stuff back.
Windows did it. Oh no, actually, Apple did do it first, originally. Whatever they called that particular operating system, and then Windows did a translucent thing with, I think it was Vista.
It was Vista. Terrible, yeah. Terrible.
I loved Vista. Don't even get me going.
Garbage.
Vista was the bomb. This is the short that's going to be made now, because it's going to hear us saying we want a short here because I say Vista was great and you say
it's terrible.
Great.
And everybody in the comments is going to agree with me.
No. Somebody's going to come out and tell you that they liked it. However,
they'll have that one person that's probably still trying to use Windows XP thinking that Vista was great.
If somebody says that Windows 8 was great, though, they need to go to an institution. I won't say what type. Anywho, we're getting way off topic on that one, but we had to make sure there was a good short for it. Anyways, having said that, do you have any questions about it? Because some of these updates that I got, by the way, you're going to get on your phone very quickly, because a lot of them are baked in Android things. Some of them, like even with Material 3 stuff, because it has the ability. So Samsung will adopt some of those parameters.
No, I don't. I'll have to just, because obviously the whole Samsung experience will be different, but I don't have it.
Well, yeah, of course it will, but there's some baked in under the hood stuff that Samsung will end up getting. And some of the stuff is app related, and you use some of the apps, so it's getting better anyways. Like you're probably seeing some of the Material 3 stuff in the, what do you call it? The Messages app, even if you don't realize that that's what it is.
Oh, I hadn't even paid attention, honestly.
Of course not. Of course not. Because this is not going to make a great short. Now, no one's going to pay attention to this one. Either agree or argue with me. One of the two.
But on that note, do you know what does make a great short?
What?
Chop AI.
Oh, yes.
Thank you again, Chop AI. And so we bring you this.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Chop AI. As a podcaster, one of the biggest challenges is getting your content discovered. That's where Chop AI comes in. Their powerful AI platform automatically finds the most compelling moments from our show and transforms them into short, shareable clips. Perfect for social media. It saves us countless hours of editing and helps us reach new listeners just like you. Ready to grow your brand? Visit them at chopai.app to see how it works. Link in the description. And now, back to the podcast.
So that's awesome. And if you look at the shorts we put on the channel, they've had way more interaction. They look great. The auto zoom feature, they were easy to create. So love it, Chop AI. Keep it up.
Awesome. Yeah, it was a great job. I actually have to admit that some of the views that we got for some of those new ones done by Chop AI have come from me. I'm actually enjoying watching them too. I didn't watch as many of the other ones previously because some of them were good, absolutely, but the Chop AI ones just look better. I'm sorry, it's true.
Yeah, and I think it did a better job because I actually ran it through both tools, and Chop AI did a better job of pulling out the sections, but it didn't actually like sometimes it would take an image like your screen or my screen, and it would cut it in half. Like half would be
Yeah.
you, and half would be me, and I'd have to spend all this time fixing it. I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
So, bravo.
So a little bit better in that respect. So moving on a little bit, technology. I really want to get through some of this stuff pretty quickly because there's really so much to talk about with banana related stuff. And we know you want to hear it, so stick around. If you have to skip to that part, it'll be skippable, but please don't. And you might be interested in this, whether you have an iPhone, the new Google Pixel 10 series phones, which all have what they call Pixel Snap, which is basically the exact same thing as MagSafe because it's Qi 2. In the case of the Pixel 10 Pro XL, it's Qi 2.2. And on that note, Samsung's newer phone when it comes out, will almost assuredly be proper Qi 2.2, at least the flagship one. And I mean, they're definitely going to do that because they're not going to let Google show them up on that. They're going to do it. Mark my words.
I hope so.
And I do think there's a good possibility that the new iPhone, since they do MagSafe anyway, at least again, the flagship version of it, the Max, will probably also be Qi 2.2. So, and the reason I say this is because Aki didn't put all these out just hoping Samsung would do it. They would have got word on it. They didn't do it hoping Apple would do it. They got word on it. And they didn't do it assuming that Google would sell 50 million pixels. One day they probably will. It's not going to be this year. So for them to put out 15 new products, all of them Qi 2.2, wow. So I want to see if I can open the list here and show you what this is real quick here. Oh, wow, that is a big-ass list. All right, let me get in here and share this. And if I do start to stutter here, am I stuttering at all?
Just a little.
I haven't shared yet, so. Well, if I do, then I'll turn it off and get you to do it. But I do want to try this out. So screen, Aki. Sorry for the delay, people, especially those listening and not actually viewing. There we are. Okay, got to get my mouse back over here. This is the article, and let's take a look at some of these products. Oh, I went too far. Now this is just this. I'm going to scroll through it as it goes. I really don't like that advertisement going in and out, so I'm going to scroll further. We're not getting paid for that.
Yeah.
Really. I wish I could take all of that out of there. Should use an ad blocker when I'm doing this. Anyways, so you see that power banks there, the chargers, that just popped back down because of that stupid advertisement. That's starting to get on my nerves. I can't scroll down now. Are you kidding me? Okay, here's a list. Desktop wireless chargers. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. This is absolutely amazing. Some of them don't say Qi 2.2 for some reason, and some of them do. So maybe not all 15 are. But look at some of the specs on how they work. This 4-in-1 station with 4 charging points and 180-degree adjustable stand. Spin all the way around. That is something I would have killed for in numerous offices I've had over the years. That's awesome. Oh, there's still more. Oh, no, it's foldable chargers. Okay. And they mention Apple a lot here. So again, I'm really thinking there's a good chance that Apple is going to up their game on it. Which is good because,
well, of course, it's all backwards compatible too. So even if they don't, I'm sure
absolutely.
they're just wanting to make sure.
Absolutely, 100%. I agree. And honestly, as for wireless charging, 15 watts is still pretty nice. But having 25-watt wireless charging, where you just slap it on there, that's just pretty good. Now this is the one I look at this. Active cooling chargers, dude.
Yeah,
I got an update, and but my phone's at 30%. It's just enough to start the update, but it's going to get hot. You put it on a cooling charger that's charging it at 25 watts while blowing cold air on it, or whatever it does to get it cool. but I'm assuming it's a little fan. But I haven't read it yet. I'm
That
looking
Game
right at it.
Frost sounds really cool.
Which one?
The Game Frost real time temperature display. That's kind of cool. I wonder what that looks like.
I'm trying to figure out which one you're looking at because I got my mouse going across here and I don't know.
Under active cooling, it's the one in the middle. Mag Fusion Game Frost.
Oh, Game Frost, yeah. Game focused charger with cooling, customizable lighting, and real time temperature display. That would look good on the desk, right in the middle of doing a video. I mean, it would actually look kind of cool. Wireless power banks. Now, this is interesting because some of them, and this is getting a little bit more popular for people to have like 3,000 or 5,000 milliamp power banks, which is like just enough to get a half a charge or a full charge or close to a full charge. I mean, half the time you put your phone in a power bank when you're out, you still got 30-40%. You just want to make sure you don't run out. So even a 5,000 is great. It doubles the amount of time you can be out with your phone doing intensive stuff. But a 10,000 milliamp one, awesome, with retractable USB-C cable. Sounds nice. What was this one? The upgraded 2.2 version with a stand. Oh, okay. It has a stand. So it's a power bank that's wireless, charged up to 25 watts, and you can actually operate it as a stand. So you can be out at lunch and have your phone upright so you can look at it while you're eating. And, you know, what's a good fast food place?
Yeah, there's a lot of companies now that are adding that. I think that's a smart move because especially with as big as power banks are, it's such a pain trying to hold it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's cool. I mean, because sometimes when I'm out, I want to take a lot of pictures. I'll take my power bank with me, but I plug it in when I stop to have something to eat, you know, a coffee and a donut or coffee and a croissant or something like that. Or sometimes even when I'm having lunch. So I might only get 10 minutes or I might get 25 minutes to charge. Makes a difference, but it would make a bigger difference with 25-watt charging at the same time. And if I could put it on a stand and review some of the pictures I took or videos while I was eating and not lose battery power over it, that'd be pretty cool. I thought there were more pictures there, but I guess I looked at all of them. Okay, so we'll move off of that one.
Yeah, I like that. The one that looks like a mic stand looks kind of cool.
Oh, Dad, yeah, that did. I honestly, I'm gonna think about getting that one once I get the Pixel 10 Pro. I might even do it sooner and just actually get a magnet case for this because it's probably going to be a couple of months. So maybe I will get a magnet case. Just kind of get used to the idea. You know what I mean? I won't get the 25-watt charging and all that stuff, right? All the good stuff. Quick mention of Philips stuff. You may or may not have heard something about Philips debuting an unexpected smart home hub with Matter support. It's not for us. It's commercial, so who cares? But that's a
that doesn't
segue.
even make sense.
Yeah, that's a segue into some better news. I'm actually going to let you talk more about that just because you have. I mean, don't get me wrong. I want the new. Well, I forgot what it's called. See, that's the reason you should be talking about it.
What's their bridge? It's
the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah, they're coming out with the Bridge Pro, which supports wired internet, and it can do up to 250 lights plus accessories. So that's a huge bump in capability. Like I have to split mine up between two different bridges because I have like 52 lights, and those last two lights I can't add to the main bridge. I have to add to a second bridge.
Oh, and by the way, sorry to interrupt there on that one because I definitely need to hear more about this myself even. But it should also be mentioned that today is a piece of cake for you compared to before they updated it to allow you to use two bridges.
Yes. Yeah. Before you couldn't do that either. So you're right. Yeah. Yeah. That was a pain. Fortunately I didn't have the extra lights when that limitation was in play. So it didn't affect me. but had I added the additional lights when it was still, not able to have it.
Yeah, but
Now,
in all
there's
fairness,
still
I
an
remember
issue
you
though.
mentioning though that one of the reasons you didn't get more lights was because of the limitation.
Yeah, but see, here's another issue though. You still have an issue where you can only control one bridge via remote. So
You're
like if I'm at
kidding.
work,
Oh wow.
so I have my main bridge. Now, of course, I have both bridges in my Google Home, so I can
Yeah.
control those lights in Google Home, but I can't actually go directly into the Philips Hue app and control that second bridge remotely. I would have to go into
Wait,
my account and switch them, which
and you
that
can't
doesn't
do that
even
from
make
the app?
sense.
You have to go into the account literally?
Yeah, because the way it's linked. Unless
Oh,
I guess I could
okay.
have missed something. I didn't, maybe it's different,
Well,
but
but bottom line is you
I
won't have
didn't
to
find
worry
a way.
about that anymore. And the truth of the matter is, for somebody, if you're rich and you own a mansion and you have 375 lights, you'll still be able to use two of the Bridge Pros, and they probably will come up with an update at some point that'll allow you to actually link them together properly. You know,
It might
you
exist
would
with the
think.
Pro. I have no idea. I mean, we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, I am going to get one because while it won't benefit me to the same extent, because you have like 100 billion lights and I have like three. Well, I
100
have more than
billion.
three. I'm kidding, but it's not that many. But still, it has its limitations and sometimes it has issues. And here's the thing: one of the things that bugs me is that if stuff goes to hell in a handbasket, I do lose uh, some functionality off of this. I've got stuff plugged into my UPS, not United Parcel Service, not FedEx. No, well, now I forgot what it's called because it's like I'm making a joke and it ran out of my brain. Uh, um, Help me out here. UPS, something power something.
Uninterruptible
Uninterruptible
power
power
supply.
supply. Yes. Anyway, I always have that in there, and I have a really good, powerful one that's got a good bank of power in it. But it doesn't last that long with everything. So the one thing I need to do is have stuff plugged in that doesn't take up a lot of power, and that's the modem, and it would be the bridge. But the bridge doesn't do all that great. It's hard to explain. Sometimes the modem will go out before other things or whatever, and I don't like not being able to plug something in if it's a better option to have it plugged in. My phone can be on Wi-Fi. I can put other things on Wi-Fi, a tablet, whatever. I don't even mind watching the TV on Wi-Fi because it doesn't really matter for most things. It is plugged in though, by the way. Uh, but I really want that bridge to be able to be hardwired to my internet because it just makes more sense. It takes away latency issues for things that you need to do, as you said, remotely. It removes that bottleneck of a problem.
Yeah.
And it also makes the fact that anything that you're doing through the network where it doesn't have to go wirelessly work way better through that system. But the other thing is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is considered a Matter hub, or not hub. What do you call it? Controller, I believe is the right
No,
term.
I think it's a Matter hub. I think it's
No, I think
considered a hub.
controller is the term that is actually used for Matter, which is Google Home. It can be a controller depending on the device you're using. Some TVs are coming out that are considered that are qualified Matter controllers, at least if they have Google Home stuff on them. Uh, I'm not sure, but I think some of the new phones do. I can't remember. I have to look that up. So I'm excited about it, but also there's a bunch of new lights that they're announcing
Yeah.
too. And some of these lights, and this is sort of a rumor, but it's pretty much kind of been leaked out like phones are going to have sensor capability, like what do you call it? Presence sensing or something like that. I can't remember the right term.
Yeah, it's supposed to be where the lights themselves, the newer version Now lights will have presence sensing, so the light
Hmm.
itself can be used to trigger, routines and different things based on, home away routines.
There you go. Yeah, which is pretty cool. Now, based on that, I've heard some rumors that they'll also be able to use it as to be able to sense when you're home, turn on other lights automatically if you set it up that way. Now, you did mention routines, but I guess that would be one of them.
Yeah, but I don't know this for a fact, but I would imagine it'd probably have to be Philips Hue devices. I don't know that it would necessarily. I guess, of course, I guess if
Yeah,
it's
that's what I'm
Matter, if you
talking
have other
about.
Matter
No,
devices.
that's what I was talking about. It Philips Hue. If other ones are doing that, they can go ahead and do that all they want. As long as they're Matter, they technically should work, but it won't necessarily work a certain way. In a certain way, like some of the things that Philips Hue is talking about may or may not have any functionality at all in Google Home, but turning them on still would. You could still use Google Home routines. But I have to admit, it would be kind of nice to have a Philips Hue bulb in the hallway. And when you open the door, it turns your bedroom light on down the hall automatically. So you don't have to turn the hall light on if you don't want to. You just now see your bedroom light glowing. So you have enough of the hall to get down the hall and get into your bedroom if you want. Or maybe it turns on the living room light, whatever. Drive into your garage, and when your garage light comes on, it's a Philips Hue light. It senses your car comes on and turns on the light right inside your, like, once you open the garage door, first light in the hallway or stairwell or wherever your garage is. Things like that to me are beneficial because I mean, there's so many different solutions. You can have smart home solutions that do it. You can have hardwired solutions. You can have battery operated,
Right.
dollar store lights that come on when you open a door or walk past it. But I just think that this is so much better of a system because it can also sense when no one's there. So instead of just actually turning off automatically after 10 seconds, it might deliberately stay on for 2 minutes in case you're
Right.
coming back that way, and then turn off. And yeah, do you remember how it used to be a thing where everyone would have the little round thing, plug it in, and you pull the little pegs out so that when you weren't home, the light would turn on at exactly 7 o'clock and turn off at exactly 10:30 or whatever time, so that when you were away, people would think people were still home.
Yeah, I actually have my front landscape lights have that kind of thing where you
Oh, you
push the
still?
pins in. You don't pull them out. You just you can push them in to
Yeah,
have set the time. But I just turn all mine on all the time, and then I use a smart switch that I can
yeah.
program that actually comes on and off with dusk and dawn.
Yeah. And new products are coming out from different companies all the time. And most new companies are coming out more and more compatible with other services. And we went over this a lot in the first year we were doing the podcast talking about Matter and how it didn't matter yet.
Yeah, does
I think
matter
it, I
matter?
think I think that the coming year is going to be where Matter actually starts to really matter because now everything's coming out with Matter. So if everybody's starting to support it, then it should work like it's supposed to. And having so many different devices with a thread router built in, again, there you go. That
Yeah.
just makes everything work better.
Yeah, one day it'll be pretty seamless. I haven't hooked it up yet. I have a Homey Pro Mini, which is a smart home hub system similar to what's the name of it? Homebridge? No, it's not Homebridge. I forget the name of it.
I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, there's another one. But anyways, it has the ability of managing your smart home pretty granularly with a lot of like drag and drop functionality where you can build custom triggers and different things, and it supports infrared, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Matter, Thread. I mean,
Yeah.
you name it, the protocol is available in the one device. So technically, you could use that one device and pretty much control your entire, smart home, no matter what type of switch,
Yeah.
light, or whatever that you have.
Yeah.
I haven't set the actual bridge, or excuse me, the Pro up yet. I do have the bridge, but I haven't really configured anything yet. So it's just time, to, because
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm this close to like blowing my entire smart home up and rebuilding it from scratch to change how some things function, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of things in hindsight I'm like, man, I wish I would have done that instead, but it's not something you can just go in there and change in the app. It's like, because of the way it's all configured and added, it would just like break everything. So it's, yeah.
Well, one of the things again with the Philips Hue is that again, this is I want to say it's this close to being set in stone, but we need the official announcements of it, right? But according to what I've been reading, some of the new bulbs, and I say some because they first of all, they've been announcing a lot of new stuff over the past several months, a lot. But these new bulbs that you're talking about, some of these may have, again, all of these things, Matter, the Thread, the Zigbee, everything. And so it might be you need only one protocol to talk to it, and then you need to do another function that doesn't need to use that or can't use that, and it automatically falls back to the other protocol, and it should do it seamlessly. So you can control it with this device over here that does not have Matter in it and has to use Zigbee. But then you're on the other side of the house and you got something that uses Matter and Thread, and it doesn't even need to do anything, and it can see it. So it doesn't use the app on your phone or your tablet. It just automatically talks directly to the light bulb or whatever, device for Philips Hue. So that's all good.
The nice thing about the Homey device is that it's local. So, for example, if the internet goes out, you can still control all your smart home devices that are in the Homey.
Right.
And there's an app that you can install on the Homey Pro that allows you to add and control your Philips Hue lights without the Philips Hue bridge.
Now, that's good. That's good. Again, though, I just want to say, keep this in mind. If Philips Hue has all these lights that have full thread support, you do not need to be on the internet for that to work.
True.
Exactly. So that again, that's another bonus. To get all the functionality, you will always need the hub to have all the things you can do, the scenes and blah blah blah, right? But the fact of the matter is, you don't need it for Thread. So if they all have the Thread in it, your internet can be out and you can still be on any device in your house on the network, on the same network, and operate the lights as if you were.
Yeah.
Not if your power goes out.
Yeah, because if
unless you have a couple of power walls from Tesla.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and those people that have, those big, whole home battery backups can probably still function, but the smart home turns really dumb when the internet goes out. It's even dumber than a dumb home is out of the box.
It is because here's the thing: your lights are technically already on.
Yeah,
with Philips Hue,
whack.
if you use Philips Hue, and a lot of you have, and you know what I'm talking about, the power comes on. Now you can change this now, but this is only an update they did in the last year and a half, I think.
Yeah.
But traditionally, the power would come on, and even if your lights were off, because the light switch is technically turned on, the app has not rebooted yet. And all of the lights are 100% full power. I've had times in the past. This doesn't happen to me now, thankfully, because I have it set so the lights go back to whatever state they were in when the power went off.
Yeah.
But in the past, I've been dead asleep. The power's gone off. I've not known. And then suddenly woken up to every light in the house being on full blast.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. That's happened many a times. And you're like, Who turned the sun on? Yeah.
Middle of the
Yeah.
night. Like I'm in a tanning bed all of a sudden.
Yeah, and then what happens? You try to tell who to turn all the lights off, but that hasn't actually powered up yet, so he doesn't understand what's going on, and so you have to sit there for 15 minutes with these blaring lights.
And the other thing too is you've got it set so that you've got like a beautiful glowing sunset thing going on with your lights in your room, but now they're bright white.
Yeah,
it's like you're looking at 4,000 degree titanium or something.
Gosh, I was so glad when they came out with that update. I went there and changed it immediately.
Yeah. Oh, instantly. Instantly. So terrible segue, but we really, really want to get these people to stick around because we're here. We're going to talk about NanoBanana. So if you haven't heard, NanoBanana is well, you probably have. NanoBanana is the update to the Google Gemini native image editing. When I say native, it's still using Imagen 4. But natively within not only that app, but it's available, of course, in Google's AI Studio. For some reason, I said that word, and my TV thinks I'm talking to it. I'm not. It's blanked out the screen. I can't see you. There we go. Okay. Anyways, it's available in a number of things, including I can't remember what it is. Something in Adobe that allows you to, because they use AI models, and Gemini has been one of them. Imagen.
Oh, it's been integrated with so many different third parties.
So there's a lot of third parties because they basically pay license to use it, right?
Yeah.
And they all have access to it because Google has very wisely just said, okay, well, it's ready, so it's for everybody.
Yeah.
And as long as you have a Google account / Gmail account, you don't have to pay a dime. You can use it on your iPhone. I don't know if it works in the Gemini app on the iPhone yet. It might. But you can definitely, whether you're on an iPhone, a Mac, or whatever, go to the Google AI website. And for free, they'll allow you to do a few per day or something like that, or X amount per month. I can't remember, but you can do some of it anyways. It's basically free. I don't know if there's how much of a limitation, but in the app when you use it, I don't think there's any limitation, even for free. It's not like the videos.
I haven't ran into it, unlike the VO3.
We're both pro users, so we're not going to see that anyways.
Well, true. Yeah. But even still, I mean, the VO3, I actually ran out of my 1,000 credits because I kept trying to generate an image.
Too.
And I'm like, and it's like, oh, you don't have enough credits. I'm like, darn it. Because it was that one image I sent you, and I kept trying to make it where, and
the image VO3 is videos,
right? I created the image with NanoBanana, took the image from NanoBanana into VO3 to generate a video from the picture. So it was, AI to AI shit.
Yeah.
And it did it, but like the audio was like, it was saying stuff that's like, what is that? Like,
why don't you just try it in the regular Gemini app? It won't be as good, obviously. It's better on the site, but because you can use the quality. We only get VO3 fast in the Gemini app.
Oh, I did try it in both fast and quality, and it jacked it all up.
I believe that. Yeah.
It's the visuals of the people turning and talking looked great.
Yeah.
It's just the audio. Yeah, and
it doesn't usually do that too. So it just shows you we have some stuff to learn about prompting. That said, I have done some learning about prompting. So I need to show you a picture. This no word of a lie. Let me actually start pulling up this stuff, and I got to hit the old share thing here. You're going to show some stuff too, right?
Yeah.
And can we both share at the same time, by the way?
Probably
see.
not.
Well, I don't know. Let's find out. Because this is important. Because I got a lot to share, and I want to know that you have some stuff to share too. See if you can do it. I don't know if it'll work. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm gonna share my whole screen so I can have audio.
oh, you're gonna do some audio. What do you need audio for? Oh, you're doing that. Oh, okay, yeah, because you originally did this one with. Yeah, and you were right. Apparently, you can't do it at the same time. But let's take a look at this first.
Okay, so this is one with audio here.
Hello and welcome to the pairing mode.
Oh yeah, okay.
The pairing mode.
Jacked it up a bit, yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. I don't know.
But
I don't
but
know.
The image of us turning and saying that actually looks really good.
But I think what I want to see though is because this is what I want to demonstrate for everybody, because we've talked about VO3 a lot, and we're going to talk about it a lot more, obviously. But right now, I want to focus on NanoBanana specifically.
This image is a NanoBanana image.
It's pretty small. Why does it look so small?
Well, it's probably because I'm actually looking at it in the VO3 screen.
Oh, well, that would be it. That would be it. If you don't have it prepared,
yeah, that's it right there.
Okay. Oh, I see why. Because you're sharing the whole screen.
Yeah, I'm sharing the whole screen because that's how I can get the audio. And I can share just that, and it would it'd actually be bigger.
Yes. I'm gonna go back to mine for now then.
I mean, I really like how it did the pairing mode. Neon sign.
I do. I did one too, and I liked it. But I think in this particular one, my face has stayed more true to being me, whereas in mine, it did not. So I'm going to go back into mine again here.
Mine always gave me too much scruff, and my face isn't exactly right.
Okay, this is not an AI picture. Well, it sort of is. This was originally a black and white picture. This is actually a picture of my dad playing the accordion, or posing it to play the accordion. He did actually take some lessons, though. At least I think he did. So why else would he be holding an accordion, right? Anyways, I just asked, and this is I think before NanoBanana, so it actually did a pretty good job, to be honest with you. But it or it might have been right after the announcement. Sorry about that. It does say AI on it, so I'm not sure. But nonetheless, you see, I don't know how accurate or inaccurate it may or may not be, but look at how intricately it put colors along the plates on the wall and everything.
Yeah, I was noticing that.
Yeah. So the interesting thing about that is, and I gotta get my mouse back to this side here, so I can move over. Oh wait, I'm gonna get to that too soon. Oh no. Is there any way to not share any of this stuff yet, so I can get back to the picture that I want to show you first? Because I'm ruining the whole thing.
Stop sharing the whole thing. But
well, yeah, but I thought I had them in order and I did not. Anyways, the bottom line
all right.
is
it's all the same.
I told NanoBanana, okay, to put to turn this person into an action figure, and originally I believe it did this, and I said no, I meant in the packaging. Not only did it put it in the packaging, but it put the whole scene, including the records on the wall, in the chair. And it still looks just like
and it called it Accordion Kid.
Yeah. So, sorry, I'm just going to scoop back for a second there. This one is not even that great a picture of me, that I just basically took a selfie shot and I said, can you turn this picture into a business-like attire, slightly casual, and make it like a professional headshot. And wham. I mean, that's literally it. That's incredible. Like, I don't have any pictures of me that look that good, except for a couple of ones I took with a professional grade camera that I put on a tripod and did myself. But other than that, not like this, no.
Yeah.
And then I said, make me an action figure. And I was wearing headphones at the time. So it automatically put me in the bubble wrap or the bubble box, right? And put me in. And it says, look at that, includes bonus headphone stand. That's so freaking awesome. I mean, it thinks of this, right? Like this, that's crazy. And I said, I want my dad to be a superhero. That's my dad's face, 100%. That's literally hilarious. My dad.
It even put it on the box.
Yeah, real life heroes. That's awesome, man. I already saw you. Already saw that one in the accordion kid. This is my friend's kid. I did the same thing for that because I thought
Captain Rope.
Yeah, he was holding a rope, standing on their family boat. Right, it was out in the summertime when I went to see them out at the cabin last summer, and it says, "Look at that accessories, blue grappling line." But it's got a picture of the boat, and this speaks for itself. That's remarkably realistic looking. Now, in this particular picture, I did a little bit of editing in it and gave it some extra grainy, not noise, but grain in post in not Photoshop, what do you call it, Lightroom, because I wanted it to look a little bit more filmic, kind of like, right? So it does kind of look like it was like a promo shot or something, you know, but it looks like I'm actually wearing a Spider-Man costume. That's crazy. This is an untouched picture of me just standing around doing my thing. So we'll move on. You don't need to see that.
All right.
That's what I look like on Saturdays when I've just come out of the gym. I dare you to try to lift my hammer.
You mean that's what it looks like in your mind while you're still sleeping in your dream?
Is that not what better dream?
I guess you could be in the movie 300. You know, that's kind of, I know you got the Thor's hammer, but it's kind of like a 300 looking, outfit.
Okay, now I'm going to say that this looks absolutely amazing, but you can easily, unless you don't know anything about rodeos, you can easily spot the mistake that it would not fix no matter how many times I tried to tell it to fix it. That's supposed to be a bucking bronco, by the way. That was, I said, make me a cowboy, a bucking bronco at a rodeo.
Well, you're holding the rope. That's a lasso rope. That's not a, what do you call it? The reins.
Yeah, and what am I sitting on?
Nothing.
A saddle.
I can't really see.
You can't see the saddle? Are you serious? You can see the horn of the saddle right there.
Yeah, I can see the horn. Yes,
you can also see the
horn.
strap for the saddle. You don't sit on a saddle on a bucking bronco. There's just a rope around, just like the way you would with a bull almost.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You don't bucking bronco. No, that's not how it works. This is just another picture of me at my weekend job.
Yeah, but go back to the other picture real quick, because one thing I want to point out that I think is really cool is look at the background, how it blurred the background with the flag in the back.
Yeah, but more importantly,
it really added that depth, just like you were actually taking it with a camera.
Yeah, exactly. This would look honestly like, I can tell you right now, this would be probably around 90 to 120 millimeters, maybe 200 millimeters. Because rodeo things are not that big usually. So maybe 200 millimeters, maybe less. And he's shooting at about probably f4 to f5. Because it's not that blurred in the background, but it's definitely got some blur in it. But this looks authentic because the people to the left of the picture are less blurred than the tree that's
and more
probably
colorful.
100 yards further back.
Because it looks like it's getting the dust right behind the horse, making the people back there look dusty.
Yeah. I mean, that's just some seriously good AI. And that's a good catch on that one. Yeah, you're absolutely right. This one, is more like it's supposed to be a news shot, like somebody, took a picture of obviously the chief or captain, basically assessing the scene of what's going on while his guys are doing their work in the back. He should be calling a pullback at this point because clearly they're too close. But I love that one. Now this is a picture, and I did this just before I came in the house today after work. I was showing her the pictures of her brother with the little bubble wrap thing, and she said, "Oh, can you do something with me?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "What do you want to do?" And she just did this weird thing, and I said, "What are you supposed to be doing?" I took the picture of her. She said, "I'm running." I said, "What? From what?" She says, "No, I'm a police officer." I said, "Oh, you're supposed to be like a uniform cop?" She says, "Yeah, chasing after a criminal." She says, "Yes." So I told the AI, make this person a uniform police officer chasing after a criminal. It does it in less than 12 seconds, and it has her running from the criminal.
Yeah, the criminal is chasing her.
But you got to see. Let me just zoom into this. What about this picture even remotely looks fake, other than he's a little bit too small? Look at the clothing.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. It looks like she's wearing the hat and it's about to fall off her head from running. And although this was her pose, it changed it just a teeny bit to make it look more like a run. Even though she did this pose, basically, it just changed it a bit more to make it look like she was running. And I just think that's absolutely phenomenal. Like, I can't say enough good things about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, and of course, I wasn't going to tell anybody this because it is kind of like my side gig, but I figured now is probably a time to, reveal that, yes, I am Captain America.
Oh, no.
But
okay,
here, this
I'm
right here
sorry,
is a funny
you're
one.
Gonna go there. I got something.
This is a funny one. Wait a minute. This is a funny one because I took a box of Reese's Oreos. They just came out with. It's like
Reese's,
a new.
It's Reese's. Sorry,
Reese's Oreos.
That's a pet peeve of mine.
And I just said dancing cookies. And I had the picture, and this is what it came up with. And I think that's actually really awesome.
That's amazing. Yeah. I like it. It's got hats on top too. So
it's got hats. The dancing shoes are like tap shoes.
Yeah.
The dude in the back. I mean, it's got the confetti. I was like, that's pretty awesome. And of course, I'm eating one of the cookies here, but if you look at the image, like I have 3 arms.
That's a superfluous arm.
If you would like just, I know you fixed it, but like, I'm like, wow, like it's got both hands in the pocket. It's just arm. Like, it just said, oh, let me just add an arm with him eating the cookie. So I thought that was hilarious. And then of course, my Baywatch days.
I deliberately didn't show my other ones where I was. I made myself a Klingon. I made myself a Vulcan. I made myself buff on the beach the whole bit.
Well, that's when I was much younger. I lived in California, and I was a part-time lifeguard.
But here's the thing. As crazy as that is, we both know that neither one of us look like Thor or Captain America or muscle-bound Venice Beach, Muscle Beach dudes. It looked authentic. Like, put that back up for a second. Like, that's crazy.
I could share this picture and be like, man, yeah, I remember these days, and I make some story up, and no one would know the difference. Yeah. Like, they really wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Oops. Yeah, nobody would know the difference.
That's absolutely incredible, and generally speaking, when you tell it to do that, it considers your actual body type and frame, right? You're a bigger guy than I am, and it made you a little bit thicker. Like you got the 6-pack in there, but a thicker frame. For me,
Yeah.
it made me thinner. It made my shoulders a little bit higher here, and my arms bigger, but less of the
Yeah.
So it's like it's some seriously good AI in there,
because the face is that is me. Like, I could cut my head off of that, and that is my picture.
Yeah,
like legit. So yeah,
well,
it really truly is
remarkable
amazing.
job.
Yeah.
So what else you got? Nothing. There's nothing else. You didn't do any
No,
more?
those were the main ones that I had. I
the
did
main
create
ones.
some others that were just kind of stupid. That it's like,
Well,
okay,
yeah,
that's
some
dumb.
of them don't come out as nice as others, but I think the great thing about it is that it's so easy to do, and honestly, it can be so much fun. And some of the things you do might be dumb. I did one, and I didn't even bother sharing it. And I probably should have had it ready to do that, but I didn't.
I mean, you've obviously played with it a lot more than I have. You just had a little more time to play with it.
I had a picture. I found a picture that I had taken, I don't know, sometime earlier this year, downtown Toronto. And just for whatever reason, I was taking a picture of a building that I can't remember if it was under construction or finished. I think it was finished. And I was taking a picture up at it because there was a bunch of new signs and it looked a lot more like Times Square now than it ever has, kind of thing. And I'm like, it's kind of cool, right? So I take the picture, and I realize in the picture, as I'm looking for something new to experiment with NanoBanana, that everyone in the picture had their back to the camera and they were all looking like this. And I thought, well, that's kind of cool. So I naturally said, add a spaceship. But for some stupid reason, it put it in front of the tallest building, even though it was clearly so high in the sky, it should not have been in front of anything. So I told it to correct it, and it said, sure, here's your image you asked for with the corrections you asked for. And it was the exact same picture. This is an issue. Google, if you pay attention to anyone else ever, listen to this. This is something you have to fix. NanoBanana is great. Doing the edits is fantastic. But the problem right now is in the app on the phone, every now and then Gemini intercepts the request. And it's Gemini that fucks it up. I said the bad word. It's Gemini.
I didn't realize it was doing that.
I realize it's doing it because the only time it ever happens is when Gemini says, okay, I'll fix that for you. Or I'm terribly sorry. As you know how it does that a lot. Begs you forgiveness all the time. You are absolutely right. Anyways, and then it just keeps making the same exact picture over and over again. Like, you can seriously tell it, no, change me into a car. And okay, I've changed you into a car, and you're still just standing there wearing a T-shirt. I mean, if it doesn't work, it's not going to work after. You have to close it out and start over again. And that's the biggest advice I can give you. If it doesn't work and the first edit doesn't work at all, like if it's working a little bit and each change is making a difference, then absolutely keep doing it. But if it doesn't work on the first edit and it's giving you the exact same picture, you'll never get it to go back and look at the original picture again. It won't do it. Gemini's intercepted it and cannot find the original picture. And that's something they have to fix. Gemini has to stop intercepting it and give it back to Imagine. Because the whole point is Imagine's supposed to be doing it.
Well, there's a YouTuber I follow that's all he does is AI. He's big AI, Matt Wolf. I think we shared something once before.
Yes.
And he recently did, I think I shared the video with you, the 50 plus insane ways to use NanoBanana for free. And this is what gave me the inspiration to try to make us talk. Let me show you the intro to his video right here, because you'll see what I was talking about. And it's like, it like executed it perfectly. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, that looks awesome. So let me share
He probably had more than one try on it, though, in reality.
Oh, he talks about that. Yeah, he talks about that. And his prompts are some of the prompts. I'm like, man, why didn't I think of that? But watch this.
With the new Google image model that everybody's been calling NanoBanana. Things like the ability to do this, or the ability to completely the character that you're seeing on the screen, like I'm doing right now. So in this video, I want to give you a deep dive breakdown of all of the coolest ways I've seen people using NanoBanana. We've got like 50 different use cases of NanoBanana. This is going to be a rapid fire video.
like, I mean, how it morphed. And of course, he actually showed at the end of the video, like, here's how I did that. And he basically took like this still picture that you saw and then put it into NanoBanana and told it, okay, make me a monkey, make me this, make me that. And then he took that into VO3 and had VO3 create these video clips. Well, maybe it was Kling. Might have been Kling 2.0. But anyway, it was into another AI that made these little video clips and he just stitched them together. But I mean, the transitions, it go from cartoon character to monkeys, just like, man, I mean, that's just like, amazing.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. You got to check his podcast out. It's pretty awesome.
See that probably sometime in the next year, that we're going to see a morphing between NanoBanana and VO3 in updated versions of both. It'll be VO4 and NanoBanana will be like based on Imagine 5 or something like that. And they'll probably have some way to morph one into the other. Like they'll merge them to a point where you can say, make a picture and then import that automatically into VO whatever 4 or 5.
Well, I don't think you'll have to do anything like that. I think it'll be you'll take your picture and say, I want me to be this character in this scene and make a video.
Not in a year, because it would be a mistake. It would be horrible. I'm saying in a year, I can see that happening like that. In a couple of years, I can see it just being basically take your phone and go, hey, take a selfie of me and then turn me into a cowboy and then have me riding a bucking bronco in a 15-second video and turning to the camera while I'm riding the bucking bronco saying, I wish you bet you wish you were me, don't you, bitch? And it'll make the video, no problem. If I do that now, it takes a few steps and it will never work properly. Guaranteed, it'll screw it up. Can you actually do it? Yes, especially if you can prompt like that guy does. I'm still learning, and by your admission, I'm better at prompting than you are, and I'm still a baby at it myself.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna take a course on AI prompting.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have to tell me how that went, because at that point you'll be better than me.
Yeah, it's because it's definitely an art form, but you can do some crazy stuff if you prompt correctly. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. It is pretty crazy, and so I mean, I'm really looking forward to some of the things that are going on. So. I will say this. It doesn't matter what phone you have right now. It's possible. It's a little easier if you have an Android than if you have an iPhone, but it's still completely doable either way. So whatever you're rocking, it's not only this, but there's better coming. This is really just the beginning still. We're still in the infancy stages. We're still toddlers in the AI world at best. Once we become teenagers, AI is going to get to be a little bit of a snotty little twat. But
my God. Oh, I hope that's not a clip.
You hope it's not a what?
Oh, yeah. I hope that's not pulled out by Chop AI as a short, because I'm not posting that.
I don't think that one's going to come out like that.
Anyway, so we almost forgot to mention before we close out the PSA to the PSA about Google and its breach. Some of that news was fake news. So in it, not that I have my tech tip segment right now prepared, but a tip for you is to vet your information always, especially as we just showed you all this cool shit with AI generating images. Just vet your information the best you can. But apparently Google came out with a statement that said, yes, we know this is going around, and no, that is not accurate. I have not had this huge breach. Now, have your passwords probably been breached somewhere? Probably so, but it isn't this big multi-billion people breach of every Google account that's ever existed. It didn't exactly say that, but I'm exaggerating it a little bit, but you get my point. So, anyways, just vet your information because that apparently was not accurate. So,
well, there you go.
Yeah. A PSA for the PSA.
A PSA for the PSA. All right.
Yeah.
I don't have a rant. I do have something that I'm going to share real quick before we go. I don't speak a lot. I mean, like, this has nothing to do with technology, but I do want to say, because when I have, and anybody should be like this too, really, somebody that you've admired for a long time. In my case, pretty much most of my life, I've admired Graham Greene. If you don't know who he is, he did play. I forgot the name of the character. That's embarrassing. He was the medicine man in Dancing with Wolves. But he's done a lot of other things. And if you watched The Last of Us, you may have seen him in that too. The first season of it. And he's done a lot of stuff, and he's been around a long time. He's Canadian. So I saw him before he was on Dancing with Wolves. He's passed away, as you can see, obviously just a couple of days ago. So basically, thank you for being an inspiration to a lot of people, and especially a lot of Canadians, and being so good. There's a lot of people that said that he was an amazing actor, wonderful person to be around. And I've met people who've met him, both actors and non-actors, and they've all had to say that he was an amazing human being, not just a great actor. So rest in peace, Mr. Graham Greene, and thank you for sharing your talents with the world. So with that said, that's not going to be an everyday thing every time somebody passes, but this was somebody that inspired me a lot. So with that said, I'm going to end with like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. And you never say hit the bell icon. Hit the bell icon. And also, by the way, I do want to say we've got a couple of new subscribers. Welcome aboard. Thank you. We have an uptick in people watching more content and for a longer amount of time. Where's the Canadians?
Definitely trying to improve what we bring to you in shows, and we appreciate it. So thank you so much for engaging and watching, and like, bell, subscribe. Maybe not in that order. In any order you want. It doesn't matter. You could do any order.
I am Lionel, and I am from Toronto, Canada.
And I am Robert from Nashville, and we'll see you next week. Peace.